Okay, karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji. Thank you and welcome again on this show, and we are talking matters Deputy President impeachment, and I want us to just be free and talk about this issue today because it's an issue that we need to talk, all of us. And I want to start by saying that the office of the Deputy President should be given a due respect because it is an office that was formed by, of course, wananchi. And according to Kenyan Constitution, we understand that the powers of the country, of the power of governance, belong to the people. And so I want to imagine that during the election that was done in 2022, the election of the president was done also the same time when we are electing the deputy president. But I'm failing to understand why there is some issues that have started or emerged concerning the issue of the deputy president. And I want us to just remember that the allegation that has been put by the people or forwarding the impeachment motion or bill, they are telling us that the deputy president there are those allegations that he is somehow tribal. And I want us to remind ourselves that during the former rule of governance before the devolution came, we must understand that the rule of the law was that the president had a lot of powers. The deputy president also had power. But I want to remind you that we are living in the times when we have a devolved government, and I'm failing to understand if deputy president was elected by people from the central province. And I want to remind you that I don't come from that place. I am in another province or in this Republic of Kenya, but I had to talk because when we get into silence, there are people thinking that we have nothing to say. But we must talk about this issue because it is a serious matter that is before our country. And if we want to lead our country going to the right direction, then things must be spoken no matter the outcome of the speech. Of course, I understand that there is an article in Kenyan Constitution talking about the freedom of expression, and so we must address this issue. It is very sad that people are planning to impeach the deputy president of Kenya, and the impeachment for me, I think, is I don't know, is tribal based. And I want us myself to talk on behalf of the central province that touching the deputy president is touching the mountain. The deputy president has been talking about we should not touch the mountain. Yes, I support that, because when somebody is touching your leader and you are silent, then it means we didn't elect that leader. But I understand people from central province, people from western Nyanza, etc. There are people who came out, they left their work, but their workplace, everything, to elect the deputy president. But I'm wondering now, there are people planning to impeach the deputy president. And I want to remind you that the election of the deputy president or the president is done on the same day we are electing the deputy. So the deputy and the president are the same. And that's why we must understand that the deputy president cannot be impeached unless we are talking of impeaching the whole government. That's my opinion. I'm not a professional on these things, but I have to talk about this, that the government is formed by the deputy president, the president, and executive. And I want to remind our people in government that has been very unfair that even during the selection of the cabinet, if you remember, they lacked a person from the government who could deliver, and so the government of the day had to go and choose people from opposition. It is very unfair that people that formed government are now being kicked out of the government, starting from the cabinet. And so if we get into silence, then it means that there is nothing that is happening. So it is very sad. The motion that is about to be moved in parliament, I think tomorrow, it is not a fair thing. And so let me go back to the issue of tribalism, that maybe is one of the allegations that the deputy president has been maybe accused of. And I want us to understand this, or question, or ask ourselves, if we have leaders, for example, we have 47 counties in Kenya, and so we need to ask these leaders that are putting across the allegation that the deputy president is somehow tribal. Deputy president is coming from Central Province, and so he must fight for his people when things are not going well, when businesses are being shut because of high taxation. Why should the deputy president be silent when such things are happening to his own people? Let's just talk, because I think it is not fair when people from the mountain are being attacked, or they are not things are not going well on their side. Who should they cry for? Who should they cry for? Who is presenting the people of Central Province in government? According to my understanding, is that of course the government is always a share deal. The deputy president is representing people from Central. That's what I believe. I also believe there are leaders that represent people from other part of Kenya. So when we are telling people in parliament that our deputy president is tribal, I'm failing to understand, and I stand to be corrected, but maybe on the right way. When we are saying that the deputy president is tribal, I want to ask you leaders, especially leaders from, especially the place I come from, a different place of Kenya. When you are fighting the deputy president for derivaling, or for doing what is right, what have you done to your people in those places? Governors, we have 47 governors. What have you done to your people so that you can tell us the deputy president is a tribal leader? We want to understand that, because you cannot tell us the money that has been allocated to your county, you have done nothing, and now you want to tell us that the deputy president is tribal. Of course, the constitution has given us to rule the national government, yes, and we have a devolved government where we are governed by the deputy by the governor, sorry. So the governors are the president of counties. So if you are failing, you are not supposed to tell us that the deputy president is failing to deliver. The deputy president has his own people that elected him. I remember, I don't know which county he came from, maybe Nyeri. So he has to fight for his people. So you, as a governor of Laikipia, governor of Nairobi, governor of Bungoma, governor of Siaya, etc., what have you done to your people so that you can present it to your people and tell people, or Kenyans, this is what I've done to my people, instead of just crying and telling us the deputy president has been tribal. Now, another thing, I want us to understand that the government is not just formed like any other thing, like Muganda in villages. Government is formed by shareholders, and I believe deputy president has a share in government, because of course when we talk about in terms of election, how many people did he bring into the table? A lot of votes. The deputy president did a lot of things, and I fail to understand. I cannot understand if it could be possible for our government to be formed without the presence of the deputy president. So when you are telling us that deputy president should go, then you are telling us that the Kenyans that voted for the deputy president did nothing. And I'm taking you back to the powers of people, the democracy, the rule of people, for the people, and for people. That the government of the day was formed by the deputy president going into ground, voting for looking for votes so that the government could be formed. And it is very na Kiswahili tunasema ni kinaya sana that the people who formed government are now being kicked out of the government. It is very funny. And I want to remind our leaders that are forming this those small issues. You should understand that what you are planting, one day you will harvest. What you are doing to the deputy president, of course it can happen because you have numbers, and I understand in Kenya the game of numbers is real, and one day, one time, the deputy president may be kicked out of the government or not. How do you think why do you think you are safe that now when the deputy president is out, you will take that place? I don't think it is fair. So another thing I want us to understand, that the deputy president allegation that has been put and are now being planned to be taken to the parliament. I want to ask myself, the parliament that is about to, maybe, I don't know, is vetting or what, is about to table this matter on parliament. They are the same people that failed us. I want to tell you people from the parliament that you failed us on finance bill. And so I don't think until I remember the president did not sign what you thought was fine to Kenyans. You wanted to add tax on bread, tax on, like, in everything. You failed us. Now, why do you now pretend, or do you think you will deliver to Kenyans? You fail us on finance bill, and now you, the same people. And for example, let's use an example of Senate, 47 senates. Are we serious that a president that was elected by over 5 million people can be vetted, or can go to that parliament and sit down to listen to 47 people? Okay, maybe that is the rule of law, but the people who failed us during the finance bill, how can we entrust you with our deputy president that was elected by over 5 million people? I don't think it is fair, and I come to just not agree with what is happening in Kenya, that it is about people fighting the deputy president on things that are not even there. There are allegations like tribal. That's what I want us to talk today, because I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know if my sound is is okay, but allow me just to continue. We will just rectify on the sound, but I think this is what I'm putting across, that deputy president should not be fought because of what he is doing. Every leader in Kenya has right to fight for his own people, because government is formed by shareholding or shareholders. If you are a leader from a certain place, or a certain geographical place in Kenya, why can't you fight for your people? I was listening to some people telling us there are some counties that industry have died, and those allegations, they are not. It is not because of the deputy president. There are some places money is devolved, industry are failing. They are not failing because of the deputy president. So take charge, take responsibility. You as a leader, stop fighting the leaders that are in place. Let them do their work. If for example, people are telling us, or leaders are telling us, that the deputy president is somehow fighting, is only crying for people on the mountain, let me tell you, fighting the deputy president is fighting people from the mountain, because people from the mountain are the people who came out, and especially I'm speaking on the side of the people who were elected to form the government of the day. That these people were elected to make sure that the government of the day was formed. Now, let's use the example of the recent executive that was formed. People from opposition, is very sad. I have never healed from this, and I have to say, because I'm not saying because the leaders that were elected are not qualified. Yes, they are qualified, but they were not they were not in the formation of the government. They were rejecting the government. So I'm wondering even how they are going to deliver, because they were not in government. They were saying this government is not is not even supposed to be there. This government was supposed to go home. Now these people have suddenly become good people. They are now being given offices in government, and the people who especially people from the UDA, and I'm even asking this question myself, the people who were elected from the opposition, for sincerely asking, was there nobody in government that could stand and deliver? Let's put aside those who we were told they are not competent, they are not right. Let's put them aside. In the government, instead of coming and taking people from opposition, why this? And so that's why I'm saying the fight to the deputy president is politically formed. It is not to tell us that he's somehow tribal. There is a corruption allegations. Those are not issues that we should discuss here. Let's continue with the the way government should be run. And let's understand this: if the deputy president is not right, let's come back to wananchi, because wananchi are the people who have the power to tell us, we elected this government, 2027 this government is not right. So let's stop fighting the deputy president because of political reason, and thinking that you who is fighting the deputy president, after you fight the deputy president, he will go home and you think you will take that place. No. Somebody was telling us a story, and he was telling us one day there was animal, let's use example of cows. They used to go and drink water in a river, but lions planned something we call in politics divide and rule, and that's what is basically happening in Kenya. The politics of divisions, because I understand political you have to divide people so that you can rule them. You cannot rule people who are united. And people of the mountain, I want to speak to the leaders from that place. Myself, I don't live in that place, so I'm benefiting from other places, but I want to speak to you leaders from the central province. If you cannot be united, you will never defeat, you will remain defeated forever. So understand this, that you should never be divided for political reason. You people from the mountain, I want to speak to you, especially, and I'm very encouraged by one of the leader, and she is a female leader, very bold and very strong. She's standing to fight for the people of the mountain, because people of the mountain deserve what they chose. They went to election. They voted for the leader they wanted. They voted in good numbers. They came out. So telling us that the deputy president now is not right, bring him to us. Let wananchi decide. It is not your opinion. 47 people cannot overpower over 7 million people. They cannot overpower us. So let's bring that deputy president to us. Let's even vote, because I don't know if you can bribe over 7 million people, but I believe somehow you can bribe some 2 people, some 3 people, and do your own things. So back to the people of the mountain, and especially our leaders. Don't be used to to kill your own leaders, because when you do, at the end of the day, one of the leader will go home, for example the deputy president, but I don't think you will be safe. You will not be safe, because the deputy president is fighting for the right of the people in the mountain, their businesses. I have heard him talk of young people to come out of alcohol or drugs. Something is that the reason why you are fighting the deputy president? Could I guess that maybe there are some companies that are planning to destroy our youth? I'm just imagining. Maybe, I'm not sure. Why are you fighting the deputy president? Because of telling youth not to take drugs? Is that what you are fighting our deputy president? So if the deputy president is bad, bring him to wananchi. Let wananchi decide. But this politics of some people being used the way they think. Today is the deputy president who will go home, but tomorrow we don't know who will go home. So thank you very much. But I want us to understand. We will come and talk about this matter on part 2, because I didn't want this video to be so long. I want to see how the bill will be moved, and the people that are planning, and I believe these are the same people who brought in the finance bill, and they told us what they are planning to do. But at the end of the day, the president did not see the importance of signing. So there is possibility of the president not even sending the bill to take the deputy president home, because I think our president is somehow bright and he understands these things. There are things that are politically formed. There are people, maybe deputy president is fighting their business to close drugs and alcohols. Maybe, I'm guessing, I'm imagining, I'm not sure. And so maybe the president will not sign. But even if our deputy president will go home, we want leaders that are united, a leader who will stand by truth, not a leader who will just be used and be commanded to just do things. So leaders from the mountain, back to you. Listen to what our deputy president is telling us. Our kingpin, understand that the current kingpin in Central Province, of course, is the deputy president, because after the first man in command, the second man in command is the deputy president. So the other things you are forming for your own goods, for your own good, understand this. we have a Kenya to protect. And if we want to try and take things in a tribal way, of course, let's understand, when somebody is suffering in Central Province, somebody else will be suffering in Western Kenya, in Nyanza. So nobody is safe. Don't think because you have some powers or because you want to put fire on other people. At the end of the day, you want to ban your own country, and we are not safe. So let's stop these issues that we are going to take to Parliament, and it is not fair at all. But allow me just to end here, because I'm not even okay, but I'm even surprised by the people that are fighting their own leader. They are coming from Central Province, telling us how the deputy president is not supposed to be on that seat, and already they have planned who should take that position. You have no authority to do that, and that's why the constitution gave Mwananchi the authority and mandate to choose who should be there and who should not be there. So the fight to the deputy president, as I conclude, the fight on deputy president of Republic of Kenya is fight to us, and is also fight to the people of the mountain. Anybody touching the deputy president is touching the people of the mountain, because we understand when you touch our leader, then we don't have a representation on government. And when people on the mountain, allow me just 1 second or 1 minute to speak to the people from Central Province. We should stand, or you should stand and reject such issue, because when somebody is standing to fight your leader, who will be representing you? Who will present your issues on Parliament? Who will present your issues? Because the leaders that are fighting the deputy president, for example, the farmers in Central Province, I don't know if there is any person from Parliament who has taken a bill to maybe help people from the mountain so that their business can have enough profit, can be protected from high taxation. Nobody. But you want to fight a leader that is telling us stop drugs, that is telling our coffee should be sold at a fair price. Why are you fighting the deputy president? So fight on the deputy president is fight on the people of Kenya, and is fight on the people of the mountain, because people on the mountain will have nobody. People from the mountain, listen to me, I'm not living there, but I have to tell you for free that if you don't arise to reject such issues, you will have nobody to present to you, because the leaders that are there, majority will just want for their own stomach. They want money on their pocket, but they are not there to fight for you. Anybody fighting somebody who is working like deputy president is fighting the people from the mountain. So we stand to reject such issue that may come to remove the deputy president from the office, because deputy president is, yes, he is presenting people from all part of Kenya, but of course I understand deputy president was elected from for example, he was a member from Nyeri, so he must fight for his people, because I understand there are some leaders, and we don't speak these things much because we have worked in this country and we understand these things. There are leaders that are speaking for their own people somewhere else. There are people from Western. When leaders meet, they speak for their own people. And I wonder, and I will be surprised one day, and I will agree that there is no tribal politics in Kenya, when one day, one time, I will see a governor from maybe, let's use an example of Siaya, ruled by people by a person from Rift Valley. That's when you will tell us that the politics of Kenya are not tribal. Every place you have your own representative, and I understand this, that people from the mountain, their leaders are presenting their people. That is fact. Number two, we have people from Western and their leader are presenting them to Parliament. That is the fact, and nobody is arguing about that. We have people from Nyanza. When their leaders speak, they say, we have been presented by this leader. Why do we start now politicizing the issue of the deputy president when deputy president is speaking on behalf of the people from the mountain? And I want to tell you people that are putting these things like it is not right, that let me tell you, when Central Province has been successful, when we succeed, or people from Central are successful, the economy of Kenya will grow. When people from Central, from Nyanza are succeeding, economy of Kenya will grow, because their leader are working. So we want to see you leaders from other parts of Kenya, especially the place I am. I don't want to mention names, especially the place I am or other places of Kenya. Instead of telling us deputy president is that or this, tell us what you have done for your people, industry that are failing on your places. What are you doing about them? Unemployment on your place or on your the place you are living. What are you doing? What have you done about those places? So after we discuss about that, now we can sit down and talk about the deputy president, the president, and other leaders, because we are governed by devolution. Every governor should be accountable and not just speak about the deputy president. As I conclude, the fight on the deputy president is fight on Kenya of Kenyan people, and fighting the deputy president is fighting the people from the mountain. So people from the mountain, arise and understand this, that when your leaders are being fought by whosoever, maybe is a person from the government or opposition, let's understand it is a fight on the people of that place. So our leader is the deputy president. So people from Central should arise and protect their leader, because your leader is protecting you. So you must stand and protect your leader when people are taking him to the wrong direction. So I thank you very much for watching tonight. If you will watch this video later, thank you very much for watching. But I want to understand this. Let's stop fighting people from the mountain that came out, voted for the deputy president, voted for the president, voted for the government of the day, by putting them aside. No person from Central Province should suffer because the deputy president has been put out of the government. Fight on the deputy president is fight on the people of the mountain. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Let's stop fight on the deputy president.